Okay. I don't want to write a cheesy sales script and lie to people. How can I have a good cold call script? So the easiest answer for people is you have to have an investment thesis first. So I want to tell you about my teacher friend from one of my classes who just bought a condo. So my teacher friend doesn't make a ton of money. He asked me, do you think it's a good investment? I'm in Miami. I bought a condo. I paid all cash. Then got help from family and stuff. And he's like, I think it's going to go up. And I told him it's absolutely a terrible investment. And he said, why? And I was like, okay, even in Miami, even in LA, even in New York, look at the last 30 years. Look at real estate versus the S&P versus the QQQ versus Bitcoin. So you see that housing goes up 3 to 4% over 3 to 4x over 30 years. S&P goes up 11x, QQQ goes up 22x, Bitcoin goes up obviously more. And he's like telling me, he's like, no, I think his house is a good investment. My parents told me house is a good investment. I'm like, okay. And I was like, I don't want to argue. I was like, do you have an investment thesis? And he looks at me, he's like, what are you talking about? He's like, do you have a reason that you do what you do that's backed up by some actual evidence and logic? And what you're going to find is that 99.9% of people and businesses do not. They just do things. And a lot of, like, as a company, you also need an investment thesis. Like, you must make the case for working with you. Like, so I was talking, so one of my clients is I'm working with a client who's getting decent results selling to affluent realtors. We want to 10x his results. So I asked him, and he's like, I don't want to do anything cheesy. I don't want to lie. I don't want to do Grant Cardone stuff. I was like, okay, let's leave the crazy marketing language behind for a second. When did you start your business? He says, 27 years ago. I said, how many agents have you worked with? He said, over 10,000. I said, how much transaction volume did you help close? He said, over $1 billion. I said, how do you determine ROI from a campaign? I'm like, let's say you have 1,000 houses. The average turnover in the area is 4%, which means 40 listings, assuming median pricing. And even if the agent's getting screwed on commissions, they should still get a 600% ROI working with us over a year. And we help them identify these areas, design the campaign. We do everything for them. They don't have to lift a finger. And I said, okay, you need to make the pitch in 15 to 20 seconds. In your marketing and outbound, you have to give someone a justifiable reason to work with you that's backed by KPI and evidence. And the script we came up with is our founder has been working with realtors in Northern Virginia since 1998. And so he's worked with over 10,000 agents and generated more than $1 billion in transaction value. We have a proven turnkey direct mail farming system that has consistently generated a 600% ROI over 12 months for our partners. We want to earn your trust and create a custom strategy for you for free. And if you're not totally happy with it, we'll buy you a cup of coffee. Now the client can justify charging more than 10x that they were charging for their services, and it's much easier to book them calls. A lot of it is just thinking things through and saying, do I have a thesis, just like in high school, and can I defend it against people who are like, well, how do you know this is true? And most people just don't even think this way. In life, they just go to the gym and go to yoga class. They never think about what they're doing. They just put money in a 401k. There's no thought. So if you actually try, it's not that hard. Anyway, I hope this was helpful, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.